What are you looking at? What are you looking at? What are you looking at, bruh? Can I help you? You want a burger or something? Why you keep staring at me? Ah! All right, I'm. Hold on. What the fuck? All right. Ah! All right, y'all. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's happening? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Ah! Yeah. All right, guys. So it's been a long ass time. This your boy Bruce Leroy once again. You know what I'm saying? So before we get started with today's video, like, comment, subscribe. Well, talk like it's a fucking YouTube video. It's going up on YouTube. Technically, it is a YouTube video, but it's a little different. All right, so before we get started with this right here, follow me on all my social medias. It's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Everything's that I am Bruce Leroy. Okay. Actually, TikTok is Bruce Leroy BIH. Follow me here on Twitch at I'm Bruce Leroy BIH. All right, so today I'm gonna talk a little bit. What's happening? Zay loves God. What's good? What's good? What's good? All right, so I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen today. So I want to talk about some sports news that happened over last week or so that I'd like to discuss real quick, and then we're just gonna be reacting to a bunch of random ass shit that I seen on YouTube. So there's a few videos I have in mind, but I'm not gonna tell you the name of it only because I'm kind of my brain's all over the place right now. So there's a few things I want to talk about. So the first thing is the Jalen Hurts discussion. A lot of people been, coming up with these rumors about. Can I see my song real quick? No disrespect to you, dog. I'm not listening to nobody's song right now. Maybe later on. Well, you know what? Go ahead and send it. But honestly, I'm not doing that right now. Right now, I want to talk about what I want to talk about, respectfully. But anyway, so yeah, trying to get back to what I was saying. So I want to talk about the Jalen Hurts rumors, okay? And I don't really want to spend too much time on this because at the end of the day, the Eagles are the most hated team in the NFL. I don't think that's a secret, okay? If you've been living under a rock, you haven't been keeping up with the NFL, that's on you. But at the end of the day, if you've been keeping up with the NFL and you're an Eagles fan, you already know this shit, okay? I don't really want to spend too much time addressing the Jalen Hurts rumors about, oh, yeah, he's the one that called the Hail Mary play. Because, number one, I seen the look on his goddamn face, okay? That doesn't look like, to me, somebody that will call a dumbass play like that. I also believe that, despite Hurts not having a perfect game, he definitely has some flaws he needs to work on. But I think he's too smart to run a dumbass play. Now, listen, he's been known to audible into some things that was like, I think if y'all remember, there was a pass to A.J. Brown that was more or less ill-advised. And they asked Devontae Smith about it. He was like, yo, Jalen and A.J. going to do what they do. Basically, I'm kind of paraphrasing what he said. But if you know, the Eagles are the most hated team in the NFL, right? Everybody's been itching, even though we said this multiple times, you're not going to get a fucking generational talent in his prime so you can win a Super Bowl and leave the fucking Philadelphia Eagles in salary cap hell. It's not going to happen, okay? So I don't know why the fuck everybody has a fetish for wanting A.J. Brown to get off the Philadelphia Eagles and go to another team. And the crazy part about it is they want us to give them up for some fucking a bag of pistachio shells. Like, you know how goddamn when you eating like matter of fact, fuck that. You know how we eating sunflower seeds, right? And then, like, there's a shell that you remove. This what teams want us to do. They want to open a goddamn shell. About shells, fucking dumbass. They want to go open the damn shells of the sunflower seeds. Already ate the motherfucking sunflower seed and then put the whole shit in the bag and act like it's a brand new bag. And then say, here you go, we want A.J. Brown. No, bitch. And then this what they want to do. They want to get up. They want to go on First Take. They want to go on all these platforms. See, oh, the Eagles are dumpster fire. The GM in the front office doesn't know what he's doing. It's like, it's a problem when Howie finesses other GMs and front offices for their players. But when Howie doesn't want to get finessed because, again, he's a smart GM, in my opinion. He's the best GM in football. We got the best front office in football. I don't care. Y'all, listen, go argue with your mom. Go argue with a wall. By the way, I want to very, very quickly, when I get a chance, remind me, actually, I don't know who's in here. Whatever. But I'm going to talk about something real quick moving forward. So here's the thing, okay? So I'm not going to really spend too much time on the Jalen Hurts shit because these are things that have been talked about already. At the end of the day, people refuse to acknowledge and listen, Sirianni's our coach. I don't necessarily have a problem with Sirianni staying our coach, but for a long time, since 2021, the X's and O's has been a thing that he struggled with. People want to conveniently gloss over that and they say, oh, look at this winning percentage. I mean, we have quite arguably the best roster in NFL history. We talk about not only the best roster, the most balanced roster, right? Now, granted, CB2, it's different now. And also, on top of that, CB2 is different, and then Cam Jurgens, we have to see if this was a year that he struggled because of his injuries. And here is the issue that I have. So he was on an interview speaking about, matter of fact, let me see if I can pull this up. See, he talked about a couple things in his interview. The first thing he talked about was how Jalen doesn't want to go under center because his ass paws is sweaty as hell. And then he talked about the injuries. I want to see if there's a short. I don't. There was a time. He's talking about his. You know what? Let me just click on it and. Okay, I don't.
TurboTax look.
Okay. Let me. Is there timestamps? Callbacks. NIL money, forced position change. Growing up a Husker, meeting Jason Kelsey, Philly fan base is different. Every 10. Camp's injuries. Okay.
Dude, it's getting better every day. I mean, it's tough. That Super Bowl we won. I mean, I had a herniated disc, and then right before the playoffs, my disc broke off and got wrapped around my sciatic nerve. So it was just suffocating my leg. It was hard to walk. I don't know how I was playing. It was easily the worst month of my life, but then also kind of the best month of my life because we won the Super Bowl. But it was just miserable, dude. Just the pain and then getting surgery and trying to get back for the next year. And it's always tough having a surgery in the off season, but when you got back surgery, it is tough. It takes a good year to come back from that, and I'm starting to feel really good. But dude, just all year, just trying to get through that. Just a tough year with the back, but it's feeling so much better.
When you go through injuries like that, do you is there a reevaluation process that takes place? Because I'm sure
I ain't finna hold you. This nigga right here that got his goddamn leg exposed. You have to put that goddamn leg down, bro. That shit, that's too motherfucking much. God damn. Hell nah, my nigga. Nah. Niggas was talking about motherfucking Shannon Sharp or Shay with, nah, dog. This shit is that shit is fucking light compared to this, dog. Hell nah.
Second round.
That shit is an overreaction.
I want to play X amount of years, or you have these new goals that you set for yourself since you've beaten this Nebraska goal. When you have injuries like that, do you rework it, rethink it? You start to think to yourself, hey, the older I get, the more ailments I'm going to have. Does that ever cross your mind?
A little bit. And when you get injured, you just go through the rehab and recovery process. And you gotta fall in love with that. Going into the training room when you can't do anything, just all right, let's attack the day. Mm-hmm. Let's try to, whatever we're doing today, let's do everything we can and, get a little bit better. And the rehab process is brutal. And you guys know you've had so many injuries where you're going through and you're thinking, you're in pain, you can't walk or whatever.
Will I even get back to
but you're going to get
level.
back. You got to love the process of it. And I've had so many injuries, it just comes with it. I think throughout high school and college, I broke a bone in October.
Okay, I don't want to sit up here and just bore y'all. But no disrespect to Cam Jurgens or to the podcast, but I will, y'all could watch it. Okay, so it's bust. If y'all want to watch it, it's the Bussin' with the Boys interview on YouTube. Just go look that shit up. But yeah, so a lot of Eagles fans after this was like, oh my God, I have a newfound respect for Cam Jurgens. Oh, he was a little hard on him. This shit wasn't new information. There's no fucking way. Listen, let's keep it all the way a stack here. There's no way in the hell we see Cam Jurgens in 2023 go from center to right guard, damn near play at an all-pro level. If it wasn't for like some injuries where he was kind of in and out the lineup in 2023, he could have very easily, he was playing right guard damn near at an all-pro level. When he was healthy and on the field, at right guard, he was whooping ass. Then he whoops ass at right guard, goes back to center, gets a big-ass contract. They don't give big-ass contracts to offensive linemen for being ass. Literally had no business fucking playing. His back was fucked up. I think we had Landon Dickerson playing center, and that shit will almost turn into a goddamn a haunted house scene and shit. Almost turned into a goddamn horror film. But with Cam Jurgens, he damn near played. He did exactly what Lane Johnson did in 22. Y'all remember 2022 when Lane Johnson played? You know what's funny? It was always a weird ass, like, it was an abdominal injury. Was it a groin injury? Like, it was really weird how they described it. Like, some sources would say it was an abdominal injury. Other sources would say it's a groin injury. It was weird as fuck how they described it. So I'm just going to say abdominal/groin because we never actually got like a concrete, okay, what exactly was Lane Johnson's injury in 2022? We never got if y'all notice the report, it's like some reports would say groin. Other reports would say abdominal injury. The whole shit was just weird. But yeah, with Cam Jurgens, they gave him a big-ass contract. He was playing really, really good. His worst year of his career that was significantly bad was last year. And to keep it real, the entire O-line played bad. And injuries had something to do with it. Think about it like this for Jordan Mailata. Jordan Mailata is one of the best left tackles, if not the best left tackle in football, right? Trent Williams gets a little bit injured too much, but on the normal circumstances, it would be him. Some people be like, yeah, Tristan Wirfs is better. I feel like Jordan Mailata's ceiling is better than Tristan Wirfs' ceiling. That's just my personal opinion. But Lane Johnson. Well, Lane Johnson is, in my opinion, the best right tackle of all time. But that's another discussion for another day. Y'all don't want to have a conversation about that. But look, Jordan Mailata is the best left tackle in football. Okay? Last year, he played really bad. Cam Jurgens, I don't want to say he's the best center in the NFL, but he's definitely top 3 under normal circumstances. When it comes to Mailata, when it comes to Cam Jurgens, these are guys that generally they've proven to be reliable players. These are players that, like, I don't scratch my head and look at it and be like, damn, like, I don't know if you're gonna play good or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a few people like that, like Brett Toth. Yeah, he gave his ass a side eye. What's the other dude name that was ass? Matt Pryor? Oh, hell, Matt Pryor was fucking garbage. God damn, he was fucking garbage. Okay? So, it's a few guys that you kind of sit up there and start biting your goddamn nails when they go into the game and play. Cam Jurgens and Jordan Mailata, and even I would say Landon Dickerson, and damn sure Lane Johnson. Those guys, I typically don't like sit up there and be like, oh, shit, is Jalen Hurts going to have time to throw? No, I think for the most part, those guys these are all pro. Lane Johnson's a Hall of Famer. I would say, I would have to see what next year look like. But in my honest opinion, I feel like that Cam Jurgens and Jordan Mailata is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. And so would Landon Dickerson under normal circumstances. But injuries played a part. So everybody was acting like this was like new information. Oh my God, Cam was really dealing with this? What the fuck? Y'all should already knew this shit already. But what killed me the most, right? Because not every year is going to be good. I don't give a damn how great of a player you are. Not every year is going to be good. You are going to have a year where you're not as productive or maybe you struggled a little bit. That's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? And, you know, like, everybody is entitled to have a year where they're not as productive, right? As long again, Cam Jurgens did not have a good year. Neither did Mulata. Neither did really the whole offensive line. And Stain just played not trash, but he played too okay. You know, because he was filling in some big shoes at right guard. And we've seen what Mekhi Becton did when he was here. We've seen what Isaac Samalu did, which I don't know why Pittsburgh didn't keep, because if I'm not mistaken, he was an All-Pro last year. But yeah. You know, that right guard position has been some huge shoes to fill. But, I don't know, I'll fuck my shit up. But yes, so this was not new information. But this is what the comments kept saying the whole time. Oh, Jordan Mailata, I knew we shouldn't have drafted him. And it's crazy as fuck because I remember when we drafted him in the second round, even though Kelce handpicked him. Jason Kelce, in my opinion, the greatest center in NFL history, but y'all gonna get upset. You're gonna go, it's Jim Otto, it's Mike Webster. Shut the fuck up. In my opinion, Jason Kelce's the best center in NFL history to me. But yes, he handpicked him himself. He knew what we were getting. You know what I mean? He picked him specifically to be his successor. That shit didn't happen by accident. All the great play that he's done, even switching over to right guard in 23, he's on point. You know what I'm saying? So I like, again, it's just, I don't know, bro. Like, matter of fact, I do fucking know. Like, fans are so fucking weird. It's like the moment that you have a year that you're struggling, or maybe you have a time period where you're not playing up to par, they like kind of close the coffin on your whole career. They be like, yeah, like he's ass. We should have never drafted him. We should have never. And then AJ, AJ's not good. Oh, get traded. Like, bro, like, stop. But yeah, like I didn't like the reactions to Cam Jurgens. It's like two things can be true at once. I said once. Can't fucking talk. Two motherfucking things can be true at once. We can say that Cam Jurgens did not have a great year. Okay, and he definitely had a down year, but there's also not a period to that end to the end of that sentence, right? It's not a how should I put it? It's not a nail in the coffin to his career. It just was a not great year. And again, some of it could be attributed to technique, and the other is like, yo, he didn't really recover from the surgeries and the injuries that had happened to him. And this is all fair and legitimate, but we got to stop trying to throw all of the good shit away because we're so focused on what happened right then and there. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair to the players, and I don't think it makes a fair or reasonable criticism to go in this manner. It's so funny as hell how you listen to clowns like Emmanuel Acho. And again, you motherfuckers, and when I mean you motherfuckers, I mean this in the most loving manner that I could possibly have. When I mean you motherfuckers, I mean Eagles fans and Jalen Hurts apologists around the world. Please, for the love of God, stop reposting Emmanuel Acho's fucking Jalen Hurts take. Stop reposting every time he tries to go get players that have played against Jalen Hurts to talk shit about him. Stop it. I did this shit with Marquise Brown, Levante David, some other fucking no-namer on the Chiefs that was crying, who was beating the shit out their ass. He is going to listen. I don't know. Can I listen? I gotta keep it real with you, bro. At this point, it's just coming off like motherfucking. It's coming off like Emmanuel Acho got a crush on Jalen Hurts. And last time I checked, he either is married or like he got a fiance. But the shit is just weird. He's going out of his way to talk shit about a man. It even went to a fucking party. It was like, yeah, Jalen Hurts sat by himself. It didn't talk to anybody. Like, motherfucker, did you want to ask him out or something? Did you want to take him to dinner? Did you want to fucking buy him a drink or something? Like, what the fuck? Did you want to take him over to your goddamn penthouse? Like, what grown-ass man talk about some... Yeah, so I looked at another grown-ass man sitting by himself and was wondering, why was he sitting by himself with no one? He looks very lonely. I wanted to talk to him, but I had butterflies in my stomach and my heart was fluttering. Get your stupid ass out of here. But we have to stop reposting Emmanuel Acho. Marcellus Wiley gave us the fucking game on Emmanuel Acho. Okay? Now, again, I'm disappointed in a guy because he should know better than to utilize these tactics. I get it. You're a member of the media now. You're in a different... you're a journalist now. But as a former football player, you should understand the struggle. Like, as a former football player, you should almost always be pro player because you understand the struggle behind the scenes. You understand how a locker room works. You understand the work, the preparation, the sacrifices you got to make to be a professional football player. You understand how hard it is to even get into the NFL, more than the average fan. So when you start... borrowing Skip Bayless's tactics, and you start doing all this weird shit, it doesn't even make sense. Seth Curry is live, goes hard. All right, I have no idea what the hell I got to do with anything, but okay. But anyway, at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts is not perfect. You know what? Fuck it. Cat's out the bag. I've criticized Jalen Hurts. I said that you look like Seth Curry. Whatever, bro. Whatever, dog. All right, so getting back to what the hell I was trying to say, because this shit was just, you like Seth Curry. What the fuck? But anyway, getting back to my train of thought. The fuck? This guy just made a dumbass comment. He just fucking took me in for a loop. All right, so here's the thing, okay? Let's try to get back on fucking topic because that fucking comment just threw me the fuck off. Jalen Hurts is not perfect, okay? Jalen Hurts, but here's the thing. Here's what motherfuckers are not paying attention to, and this is what motherfuckers, conveniently ignore. They conveniently ignore this. He is, though. What the fuck, bro? Can we say some shit of substance, dog? Don't make you block it. Don't come in here saying dumb shit. Bro, come on, man. But anyway, here's the thing, right? So getting back on topic, let me try to focus on what the fuck I'm trying to say, and not on other miscellaneous shit. What the fuck you mean? What? You come in here saying dumb shit that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Talking about I look like Seth Curry. What the fuck does that have to do with what the fuck does that have to do with the goddamn topic that I'm speaking about? It has nothing to do with anything. I don't know if you roasted me or you trying to be funny. The shit is just fucking weird. I don't what do you mean what? Anyway, no, Jalen is perfect. You too. How the hell you know about what I was gonna talk about Jalen if I didn't even get out the goddamn sentence? Come on, bro. Anyway, so Jalen is not perfect whatsoever. Okay, but again, here's what motherfuckers conveniently ignore. Okay, and the tape show this. He's not perfect. Let me explain. When it comes to playing in rhythm and timing, right? This is something that I spoke about that Jalen Hurts has probably one of his bigger weaknesses is his ability to play on rhythm and timing. If you watched it, he actually improved in that area. His reaction against the blitz, he does the same thing. He rolls to his right. How long is it? What the fuck? I pause. What do you mean how long? Whatever. Jalen Hurts, typically against the blitz, he rolls to his right. And because he's not a guy like a Kyler Murray or an Aaron Rodgers that is, he's not known. And listen, as crazy as this shit's going to sound from an Eagles fan, I got to give Dak credit on this. He's better creating outside of the pocket. Kyler Murray asks. No, you're not listening. Kyler Murray is really good improvisationally, like his ability to play outside of the pocket, to make plays outside of the pocket with his arm, he's better in that aspect than Jalen Hurts. I'm not talking about the overall game. You understand what I'm saying? And again, I think Kyler Murray is talented, but I do think from what I heard from the reports, the work ethic is the issue, and also the injuries. Like, I don't remember the last time he played a full fucking season. So it's really hard to evaluate because y'all remember the playoff game against the Rams. He was complete dog shit. So then the next question is, okay, is he really the franchise guy? It's kind of hard to evaluate because he can't throw. Only Ray lost all his throw power. You know what? Again, that goes back to what I was trying to say. I can't really evaluate him. I can't give him a definitive evaluation because does the man even play 10 games a year? Does he play 8 games a year? I don't know. Like he plays so little that I can't, like, there's not enough of a sample size for me to sit up there and give a definitive, fair evaluation. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, listen, I'm going to call like it is, whether it be my own team, the Eagles, or everybody else. But I can't give a fair evaluation on a player if they don't fucking play. Like, Kyler Murray hardly plays. And then when he did play last year, the fucking season was, no, actually he got benched. When he does come back, I would say even, yeah, fly Eagles fly, yes sir. But look, when he does come back, the season's fucking over and the Cardinals are out of playoff contention. Now granted, last year he got benched, so it doesn't count. But the year prior, I think it was 24, when he came back, the season was already fucked. Like, it was already over with. But yeah, again, so when it comes to throwing on a run for Jalen Hurts, I've seen improvements in that area. He definitely did a really good job of actually, because I feel like Jalen's ability to throw on a run was just too much hit or miss. I feel like he did a better job this year. And also, going back to what I was saying, his reaction against the blitz. He does the same bad habit of rolling to his right, and because, again, his ability to throw on a run was kind of coincides with number 3. The third thing that I noticed that Jalen's kind of not as strong at, because his ability to play outside the pocket is not great, the play is pretty much fucking dead. The Chiefs are ass. Hey, you know what? I'm going to piss you off. Patrick Mahomes is my favorite player of all time. And I have respect for Chris Jones. Chris Jones be crying a lot. And also, Trent McDuffie, I know he's a Ram now, but Trent McDuffie was one of my favorite corners, and he said, fuck that. I'm sorry, Mahomes is the baddest motherfucker. By the way, real quickly, kind of deviated from the point that I was already speaking about. I don't like the Patrick Mahomes disrespect you motherfuckers be putting out. Let me tell you something right now. The only motherfucker that I've seen take mediocre to shitty wide receivers, and again, Rashee Rice, I think he's good. I think last year his play was kind of up and down. Xavier Worthy just came into the league, so he's going to need to have time to develop. I think Father Time is catching up with Travis Kelce, but the only motherfucker that I've seen take average to mediocre receivers and get to a Super Bowl and actually have real success was Tom fucking Brady. That is it. He cussed you out of the Super Bowl, so I switched to the Eagles. Who did? Who cursed you out? Who cursed you out? Who cursed you out? Patrick Mahomes, why? What'd you say? But listen, I don't like the disrespect. The only person he got drunk. Are you talking about his father or are you talking about Patrick Mahomes? Because I don't see how you can get drunk during the game. I think they would probably test you. I don't know how that shit works, but I doubt he was drunk during the game. But it's crazy as fuck because in the 80s, motherfuckers was on crack. After the Super Bowl. Listen, I love how you conveniently going past about what you said. What did you say to him? Because when Mahomes to get out of character, you must have been saying some wild shit. I ain't gonna lie. You must have been saying some shit about Jackson Mahomes or some shit like that. Well, you must have said something because for him to get out of his body and say something, I'm sorry, it is what it is. But look, going back to the topic at hand. So Mahomes gets a lot of disrespect. I said fuck Jackson. You can't blame him for that. You said fuck his brother. You lucky. Hey, listen. You lucky it wasn't Jason Kelce because he probably would have knocked your phone out your hand. Hey, y'all remember when goddamn Jason Kelce? I think somebody called Travis Kelce the F word. I ain't gonna say because I will get canceled and shit. And then I think Jason Kelce took his. I know that. I already know. But yeah, look. So he took what's the name? Phone out of his hand and he slammed it. And honestly, Jason felt bad about it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, hell no. Like, nah, listen. Every man got their limits, right? I do think there are some celebrities and people that like are too comfortable putting their hands on fans. But in Jason Kelce's case, Travis better though. I mean, they both in the league, so really that comparison not even fair, to be honest with you. You feel me? Like both Travis and Jason, they're gonna be Hall of Famers when it's all said and done. So that's not even really a fair comparison, to be honest with you. Jason retired. No. What I'm saying is both of them are going to be future Hall of Famers. But I understand Jason retired and Travis didn't, but I'm saying when it's all said and done, they're both going to be Hall of Famers. So that's what I was trying to say. But yeah, the Mahomes disrespect. I be having y'all motherfuckers be sitting up there and y'all lists be having like motherfucking Mahomes 4th or 5th. And you're having Peyton Manning, who consistently lost against Tom Brady. And again, Peyton Manning is great. But how the fuck are we going to compare somebody who got 3 Super Bowls versus just 2? And then the second one that he got, Tom Brady might go. You know what's funny? As somebody who once again, Patrick Mahomes is my favorite player of all time. As an Eagles fan, I have to say it is what it is. But I'm not mad at this. And I spoke about this before. I think when Tom Brady, and a lot of people are saying, a lot of people made excuses for Mahomes and they said that the O-line was banged up, which is kind of true. It's kind of true. But I feel like that once Tom Brady went up against Patrick Mahomes, because the first time, it kind of was like the Rocky movies. Like, you know how in the first Rocky, no, it was the second Rocky, Apollo was like, he slammed a newspaper. He was like, yeah, but they gave him the win, but in his mind, he didn't really win. That kind of was like the AFC Championship. I think it was 2018. Like, it was one penalty away, but I feel like Brady and Mahomes was evenly matched. But I felt like that once they faced each other in the Super Bowl, I felt like that, again, styles make fights. The way Brady's style is, it was perfect for keeping Mahomes off of the field. And again, that defense definitely did its thing. Mahomes had a bad year. I can't say that. And here's the reason why. Number one, the Chiefs have no fucking run game. Pacheco, I don't know if it's the injuries or maybe he just lost his ability, right? So you got to rely on Kareem Hunt. Right now, Kareem Hunt is solid, but is he really a number one back? So he has no run game. His offensive line it's okay. I have to be honest. Like, Mahomes' offensive line is all right. They need Derrick Henry. They're not getting Derrick Henry. The Baltimore got into a contract. But here's the thing, though. They got Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker is the modern-day version of Terrell Davis. I don't know why the fuck Seattle let him go. They should have gave him the bag. You draft. It's not like it's a free agent. You drafted a guy. You drafted fucking Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker, forget about the Super Bowl for a second. Kenneth Walker been panned out. From the get-go, he been panned out. Why the hell wouldn't you give him as much money as possible? Like, you understand how fucking hard it is? Like, goddamn, Howie Roseman, when Saquon had that great season, Howie Roseman gave him a fucking raise. He didn't have to do that, by the way, because he already got his contract. He gave him a fucking raise. Why the hell wouldn't you give a contract to a guy that you drafted that more than panned out, that practically won your ass a suit? It wasn't fucking Sam Darnold. It was that defense. It was particularly Kenneth Walker. And because at the end of the day, let's keep it real. I think Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. I'm not putting him in a category with Lamar or Mahomes or Josh Allen or Burrow. I don't think he's that good. Like, he's good enough to be like, when you need him to make plays, he can do that. But again, Kenneth Walker put that goddamn team on his back. There's no fucking reason. There's no rhyme or reason. The old Chiefs 2020 was peak. Again, I still think they're a good team. The Chiefs have to stop going around the wide receiver issue. Like, the Chiefs are kind of like, first and foremost, they need a running back. They got it in Kenneth Walker. I think they need to continue to build offensive line wise. I think their defense, the Chiefs' defense, as crazy as it's going to sound, the Chiefs' defense, in my opinion, we'll see what happens post the Trent McDuffie trade, because that's definitely a huge loss for that football team. And they lost, I think, James Cook played is somebody else, but they lost some secondary pieces outside of just Trent McDuffie. So I have to see, but honestly, their defense right now, I'm taking them over the 2020 Chiefs. Like, their defense right now is actually better. Because Bolton, you got Karlaftis. Who else? Chris Jones is going to be Chris Jones. He's definitely going to be productive regardless. Who else? There's some other players too. Oh, Drew Tranquil is a really good player. Who else? That's all I can say from the top of my head about Chiefs players that I feel like are real difference makers on that defense. So again, for the Chiefs, I would say continue to build offensive line wise, and I think the Chiefs, because here's the thing, right? This is how the Chiefs offense work. The Chiefs offense works with spacing, and that's nice and all, but again, teams kind of. You know what? I feel like the Chiefs' problem is very similar to the issue with Josh Allen and the Bills. They need a Drake London, A.J. Brown prototype. I think the reason why the Chiefs were so successful back in the day, not because Tyreek Hill obviously doesn't fall under that prototype, right? He falls under the normal mold of what the Chiefs are looking for, which is guys that can catch the ball and are fast and quick in open space. That's Tyreek. But Tyreek Hill allowed Mahomes to stretch the field. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, I don't think Xavier Worthy is bad, but again, he just started. He still needs to develop. It's kind of too early to make a determinate fact. I think the Super Bowl, he showed flashes that, oh shit, he could be legit. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that was ready to try to crown the next Tyreek Hill. All motherfuckers was calling Kadarius, they called Tony. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he was on the Giants and he kind of fucked over his career. Ironically enough, he was actually on the Chiefs, but they was calling him the next Tyreek Hill, but that shit didn't pan out. And so this Xavier Worthy guy, he's fast and quick, he's showing flashes, but again, it's too early to tell for him. And Rashee Rice, I'm going to be honest with you, again, he missed half the season. But again, I'm not entirely too impressed with Rashee Rice this year. I think every year outside of last year, I was actually impressed with Rashee Rice. You understand what I'm saying? So, I don't think Mahomes had a bad year. I just felt like that his receivers didn't get enough time to get acclimated to the offense. His offensive line is not as good as people are making it out to be, and they need a running back, which they got in Kenneth Walker. So, we'll see how it goes. And we'll also see how the Chiefs secondary is going to rebound with their losses, especially losing Trent McDuffie. Okay? So, let me wrap up the Jalen Hurts point real quick, and we're going to move forward. It's so funny, though. There's a huge difference between what the media says about Jalen Hurts and what his teammates say about Jalen Hurts. Right? And you remember how I would even kind of throw in this Russell Wilson tidbit, right? I don't think everybody in that Eagles locker room like Jalen Hurts. Hell, if you're for everybody, you're for nobody at the end of the day. And people keep coming up with this dumbass narrative that, oh, Jalen Hurts is rigid. He doesn't celebrate. They treat him like the NFL version of Kawhi. Let me tell you something right now. The Kawhi thing was kind of understandable because, Kawhi moved a little bit like a robot. You know what I'm saying? But Jalen doesn't move let me tell you something right now. And I've spoken about this before. Jalen Hurts moves exactly how he's supposed to move. He celebrates when he wants to celebrate. When he spiked the ball and they gave him the penalty. I've seen him gritty before. I see them be on the damn press conference. He was like, yo, what? Well, shit. You know what I'm saying? So when he's loose and he just kind of just being himself, I've seen that. He just does it at the appropriate fucking time. But here's the thing, and this shit really boggles the fuck out of my mind. So if Jalen Hurts wasn't being it's like this. If you got a problem with Jalen Hurts, you can't fucking talk about Cam Ward then. I don't want to hear shit about Cam Ward and how he's more or less off. To me, he's the NFL version of Anthony Edwards. He's just very no filter. I don't want to hear you talk shit about Cam Ward and then have a fucking problem with how, and then have a problem with how Jalen Hurts leads. Because you want to sit up there and pick on Jalen Hurts because he's not doing what the fuck Micah Parsons do, and then every time you have some shit to say about him, he's not going on social media responding to you. He's not saying shit. He's focused on exactly what he needs to be focused on, and that's improving his game, which, again, if you actually watch the games, he actually was taking steps to improve his game. And even week 1, the numbers wasn't nothing crazy, but if you watch week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys, you saw him take a step in the right direction. The Buccaneers, which, everybody said, oh, that's Jalen Hurts' kryptonite. That's the Eagles' kryptonite is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like, we can never get over the hump. Go pay attention to how Jalen Hurts performed. And mind you, Todd Bowles, that's a blitz. He blitzes all the fucking time. And watch the difference between how Jalen Hurts reacted to it this year versus last year. So I just think there's a difference between what I believe is reality, how his teammates feel about him, and how I believe Jalen Hurts is. And here's the thing, too, okay? And this is the honest to God's truth. Nick Sirianni, once again, just reiterating the old point that I just made. Nick Sirianni is not good with the X's and O's. And Kevin Patullo, here's the thing about Kevin Patullo. Number one, he does not escape accountability for this shit. And here is the thing. If you want to talk about how this is Jalen's offense and this, that, and the fucking third, pay attention to Jalen Hurts' interview when they first asked him about Kevin Patullo. And then his response was like, this is what he said. He was like, oh yeah, what the fuck? He was like, he's doing something he never done before. So translation, I'm gonna deal with this shit, but he would have been my fucking choice. And then you asked him afterwards about how he felt about Kevin Patullo, and in his own little way said that, you know what, I'm not really fucking with him like that. He did it in his own way. But again, how the fuck are you going to say this is Jalen Hurts' offense when all the signs were there that he did not fuck with Kevin Patullo and how he ran the offense? He did not. And I do think this. I think because Sirianni has let this team down for so long, from an X's and O's standpoint, not as a player's coach, he's been phenomenal. X's and O's, he has not done his job. Okay? Because of that, I feel like Jalen Hurts, because his game is not complete. So sometimes his instincts is not like Peyton Manning's instincts yet. His instincts are not like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady's instincts yet. Or Mahomes' instincts yet, or Josh Allen's, and like so on and so, like his instincts is not quite up there yet because he needs to continue to develop. So sometimes he's so fucking tired of the incompetency from the coaching staff of how they run and conduct this offense that sometimes he'll take it upon himself, and I genuinely do believe this. He'll take it upon himself to change the plays. By the motherfucking way, I'll give you another example. 17% of the plays in that Rams comeback game in the regular season were audible in the first half. That's when we were losing. And the second half, when Jalen Hurts led us to the comeback, which motherfuckers want to conveniently ignore, 33% of those plays were audible. The wheel route to Saquon was like, that's not in the playbook. But again, motherfuckers want to conveniently gloss over the facts because it's not about the fucking facts. It's about making headlines because a lot of casuals don't understand fucking football, how the game is played. All they understand is how many touchdowns the motherfucker score, how many yards did a goddamn quarterback throw for. That's all they fucking know. Shit that looks good on a fucking TikTok reel, but don't put no rings on fingers outside of a fucking marriage. That's it. But game managing puts rings on fingers. Your ability to manage a game puts a ring on fingers. And then, so I do think Hurts' instincts is not exactly where it needs to be because he needs to continue to develop in certain areas. So sometimes he'll take it upon himself to start changing the plays, and what he changed it to wasn't correct. So I do believe that. And then motherfuckers saying he's uncoachable. He has 2 educators. He has 2 parents that are fucking educators. His father is a head coach. His mother is a teacher. How the fuck is he not coach? I'm going to say this one more fucking time. His father is a fucking football coach. His mother is a teacher. How the fuck do you get raised by 2 educators and then deem yourself uncoachable? And then you would deem that person uncoachable. What the fuck are you talking about? I do think Jalen Hurts is trying to take matters into his own hands. I actually do. He doesn't always make the right decisions per se, but I do think he's trying to take matters into his own hands. I genuinely do believe that. Okay? They're not always good decisions because, again, he still needs some development in his game, but nonetheless. So the Jalen Hurts thing, I'm off of it. I'm not responding to fucking clowns like Emmanuel Acho and all these players that are literally talking shit about Jalen Hurts and they don't fucking play for us. Like, what Jalen Hurts do or don't do has nothing to fucking do with you. It doesn't pertain to shit. So that's it. By the way, I think it's fucking hilarious how Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel was up there kicking it. And a living single in a 90s kind of world. I'm glad I got my girls. Fuck is you talking about? So, and motherfuckers, and then Shannon Sharp had a nerve to talk about some goddamn, why we need to talk about it? Because there's bias going on. There's bias going on. So it's not just you acting like quote unquote TMZ. It's not like you're gossiping. No. This means that all of the shit about AJ Brown and about the Patriots, there is bias involved. That is why the fuck you talk about it, Mr. Sharp. Unc. That's why you talk about it. Because there's bias involved now. Because now we have to now question what place is these reports coming from. Are they coming from actual information? Or is Vrabel feeding information, or is she trying to do things to make her, I don't want to say, man, you know, what, flame, whatever the case may be, make them look good. There's bias now involved. That's why it fucking matters. It's not just, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to comment on grown people, you know, doing woo-woo-woo. They got shit to do with it. It has everything to fucking do with. Now we have to question, where is the information coming from and is it legitimate? That is why the fuck we have these conversations. That is the reason. Because now we have to question the legitimacy of these reports. Are these actually facts from and from quote unquote anonymous source, or this is some bullshit you're trying to make up? You try to make your little fling look good. You feel me? That's the truth. By the way, I want to have a conversation about a story that happened on Twitter real quick. I want to tell you how fucking brain dead these motherfuckers are on the internet. And I love Twitter. One thing about it, because Twitter makes you have tough skin. Twitter is like being raised by just your father and shit. It makes you have tough skin. So if you easily fucking butt hurt on Twitter or you ain't got no jokes or you're not funny, they gonna eat you alive. Because motherfuckers on Twitter are evil. They're very hateful. A lot of them might be prejudiced as well. These motherfuckers are miserable on Twitter. Dead ass miserable. You can hear it in their tone. They'll try. Twitter is the only place that I've seen. Everywhere, but particularly Twitter, is one of the very few, probably the only place I've seen on the internet where they'll take a good moment and they'll find something negative out of it. Like you can have somebody giving back, having a food drive or feeding the homeless. They'd be like, well, why was it recorded? So I love Twitter. Twitter's a bunch of fucking buffoons and clowns and morons and a bunch of miserable motherfuckers. So boom. So a lot of people had a problem with Tua Tagovailoa going on vacation as if he's not a grown-ass person. It's a grown-ass man. Why the fuck do you care about what a grown-ass man is doing? It's a grown-ass man. He could take his fucking family wherever. He want to go to Cancun, he could do it. He want to go to goddamn Antarctica. It's his fucking money. His family do what the fuck he want to do. Why motherfuckers, like, it's the off season, first and foremost. Secondly, mind your fucking business. It ain't got shit to do with you. So there was a discussion. People were upset about that he took his family on vacation, which is none of nobody's fucking business, to be honest with you. Here's the thing, though, okay? Oh, shit. My question is this. So the guy basically said, oh, yeah, you saw how many concussions he had to deal with. Of course he deserves a vacation. And then he showed, you know how he was doing this thing with his fingers? That was like a response to him being brain dead at the moment or him getting concussed. So he puts that in the fucking picture underneath the post. And I said, this shit was nasty, and it was really like I didn't say tasteless, but that's exactly what it was. It was tasteless. Why the fuck? What the fuck does him having a concussion have anything to do with what the fuck? Have anything to goddamn do with him going on vacation? It has nothing to do with him having a fuck, whether he got injured or not. It has nothing to fucking do with why he's on vacation or why you feel like he deserves a vacation as a grown-ass man who pays his own bills. The fuck? What does that have to do with anything? And why the fuck are you showing him getting it? Like, what fucking sense does that make? So I called a guy out on it. And he said, well, yeah, well, basically, he basically was saying it's like that was his reasoning, which I already fucking knew that he needed to tell me. It just, the shit was fucking tasteless. It didn't make any fucking sense. It did not. Why the fuck you show, like, that's like me saying, yo, somebody got shot, R.I.P. And I'm and then when I'm saying R.I.P. to the motherfucker who got shot and killed, I'm showing footage of the motherfucker getting shot and killed. It's like me saying, oh, yeah, rest in peace, man, to, like, John F. Kennedy, and then fucking showing a video of him getting shot. The fuck? What kind of tone-deaf-ass shit is that? That makes no fucking sense. Oh, rest in peace, King Von. I'm a fucking tweet and then put the goddamn footage of him getting shot while I'm saying R.I.P. What the fuck? That makes no sense. This shit is tone deaf as fuck. Like that shit is like, I don't want to say evil. It's just fucking weird. It doesn't even make sense. It's tasteless. It's tasteless. It's tasteless as fuck. To be honest with you, it's tasteless as fuck. So the dude was like, yeah. So I type in all caps. I type in all caps for a few reasons. Number one, branding. That's how I want to stand out, by typing in all caps. Number two, I find it fucking funny how people actually get pissed off at somebody capitalizing their letters. I also find it funny that people actually can assume your mood when you type in all capitalized letters. How the fuck? And then people say this dumbass shit where You're screaming at me. Motherfucker, you have to actually hear my voice, you dumb motherfuckers. You have to hear my fucking voice. You have to hear my voice, you dumb bitches. You got to hear my fucking voice. You stupid motherfuckers. You have to hear my voice to actually hear me screaming at you. To actually know if somebody's screaming at you. If you don't hear a fucking voice, how can somebody be screaming at you? How can fucking capitalized letters, unless I put it through a fucking AI prompt and it turns into a vocal that happens to be loud, how the fuck can I yell at you through capital fucking letters, you fucking buffoons? So I find that shit hilarious. So all caps for me symbolizes boldness. It symbolizes counterculture, going against the grain, the rebel. That's why I do it. But then the second half of that, I just like pissing people off because laws being made to displace homeless people doesn't mean anything. Motherfuckers who was getting their SNAP benefits taken away didn't mean anything. People who are unfairly targeted through, the cube, you feel me? That doesn't outrage anybody. People who are getting unfairly killed in these interactions don't make anybody upset. People getting depressed. People getting their houses bombed. People are hungry. What's going on in Palestine, Israel, Sudan, so many other places. That doesn't piss you off, but fucking capitalized letters do. That's why I fucking do it. Because y'all motherfuckers got y'all priorities ass backwards. You got motherfuckers who out there beating on their goddamn women. But you don't have a problem with that. But then you draw the line. Because again, it's about picking and choose. You motherfuckers pick and choose. That's it. That's what the world's about. It's not really about right or wrong. It's more or less a picking and choosing. Right? That's the truth, right? Because here's a real situation. If somebody that you liked did what the fuck Daniel Caesar did or did what Pop Hunter did, you wouldn't give a fuck. You wouldn't give a fuck. And I will stand on 10 toes when I say this. Daniel Caesar and Pop Hunter did not deserve to be canceled. Pop Hunter was telling the truth as a kid. He was telling the truth as a kid. What the fuck does that have to do with his ability to rap? And what does that have to do with who he is as a person? Everyone said, well, why are you talking gangster lyrics if you really didn't do what X, Y, Z? How many of your motherfucking favorite rappers are not actually living their lives? They're probably talking from someone else's lens. And then again, the hypocrisy is fucking hilarious to me. Oh, your favorite rapper get caught up on some fucking RICO charges or they catch a Fed case. Oh, man, that's just lyrics. Don't use their lyrics in the courtroom, even though the shit that they say in a fucking rap song actually took place. So how the fuck can you tell what's the law enforcement to not use it? How can you tell them not to fucking use it? That makes no sense. Shit sounds stupid. So Pop Hunter didn't deserve to be canceled because he didn't actually do anything fucking wrong. He just told as a child. So, what the fuck? What's that got to do with who he is as a person? What got to do with his rapping ability? Nothing. Nobody looked at Pop Hunter the same way you look at a baby. Nobody looked at fucking Pop Hunter. And it's not, I say that Pop Hunter is a pussy. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm not saying he's a punk or a little bitch. I'm not calling him that. Right? And I know it's like damn, you was mad specific. No. Like, listen, I'm not calling him that whatsoever. Here's what I am saying, though. He's not the only motherfucker that talk about guns and all that shit and he doesn't live it. He's not. You feel what I'm saying? He's not. You feel me? So, and then another person who shouldn't have been canceled, Daniel Caesar. Now, what Daniel Caesar said, was it ignorant? Yes. Did he deserve to be canceled maybe for like a few minutes? Yeah. But the trajectory of his career went the way it did to the point where he's supposed to be, the way Daniel Caesar is, we're supposed to be having a conversation with him in the same breath as a Frank Ocean. Him and Frank Ocean are supposed to be more or less on the same wavelength. And because of the statements that he made that were ignorant, and then he said some shit that just kind of was just like, out of emotion. He was like, yeah, black people would stop listening to my music or some shit like that. I wouldn't care. And then they stopped. But it's like, people are allowed to be human. Like, Money Long said some shit about, all black women, it's all black women that keep hating on me. This is some shit that just said out of emotion. This don't even really mean anything. This is some shit that's just like, bro, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those shit where, like, okay, you gotta think before you speak. But it's not like it's inherently a bad thing. It's just more or less like, damn, you know what? You caught him at a bad time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. But yeah, so moving forward from that and getting back to football, get back to the topic at hand. I would like to talk about Dontayvion Wicks. So let me read you guys the trade details and give you my official opinion because I never actually got a chance to. Eagles trade. So Dontayvion Wicks, who used to play for Green Bay. Green Bay Packers are trading a receiver to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for a 2026 fifth-round pick, originally owned by the Atlanta Falcons, and a 2027 sixth-round pick. I think Dontayvion Wicks would be a great player. Like, here's the thing, okay? When I'm saying what I'm saying, don't think that I'm saying he's ass, okay? I think this will be a great addition if we needed it. The problem is we don't need it. Number one, we have Marquise Brown. I think Marquise Brown is good enough. Right? Because you still have Johnny Wilson, who is kind of the antithesis of the back end of the roster as far as wide receiver depth is concerned because Johnny Wilson is a bigger body. Okay? And we have to see how he's going to recover from the injury to see if he'll be the same player. Will he live up to his potential? We don't actually know. Okay? So this was definitely a Sean Mannion move, but it wasn't necessary. And I think it's actually disrespectful to Darius Cooper because I feel like that Darius Cooper has shown enough where he deserves to have a fighting chance at a wide receiver 3 position. I'm not necessarily upset about you guys getting about the Eagles getting Marquise Brown. I think that if Darius Cooper didn't pan out, you have to have some sort of insurance policy. And I think Marquise Brown will be a good insurance policy. But Dontayvion Wicks, that is depending on how much he developed, he could at least be a wide receiver 2. Right now, he's not a wide receiver 2, but I'm saying if he develops right, because he's a fairly young guy. So really, the sky's the limit for him. We really don't know Dontayvion Wicks, is that his name? Dontayvion Wicks. We don't know his ceiling. He's a very young guy. So he's not even fully developed. He's a good player, really good player. But again, do we need him? No. We need more safeties. We only have fucking 2 safeties on the roster right now. We have no safeties, dog. And I'm so sorry, Makuba. I don't want to close the book on a guy, but I'm not really. He's had some moments where he's got some key turnovers, but I'm not a fan. Like, to get rid of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a guy that, doesn't necessarily fit the Eagles' mold of personality. He's a little bit more or less rambunctious and loud, but so the fuck what? Not everybody has to fit that mold. You need a crash out. You need an enforcer. Draymond isn't like Curry, but you need a fucking guy like Draymond. You feel me? Pause. In case I didn't. You need a fucking guy. But whatever. Moving forward with that, you need a guy like a Draymond Green, right? You need a guy like a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That's your enforcer. That's your loose cannon. It's like Yayo the goddamn 50 Cent. You everybody need one of those. You feel me? So it would make sense if we were missing a wide receiver 3 because this is a guy that's like, this is a wide receiver 3, and again, if he develops the right way, this could be a wide receiver 2 at the very least. This is not a guy you have on the back end of your roster. So basically, what's ended up happening is Darius Cooper might get cut or might go to the practice squad, and I don't think that's fair to him. I think Darius Cooper has shown a lot of promise, and he deserves a shot. And right now, I don't like it. I don't like the direction that it's going. He deserves an opportunity to fight for the wide receiver 3 spot. Why the fuck would you get a wide receiver 3, guaranteed wide receiver 3, maybe a light 2 if developed correctly? Why the fuck would you put him in there when you already have Marquise Brown, who he's a veteran. He's a reliable veteran. So he's good enough to play the wide receiver 3's position. So my fear is we'll see what happens with Johnny Wilson. Darius Cooper might get cut, and we might end up losing a guy that could really be an integral part of this offense. And then we're gonna look fucking stupid. I don't like that. I really don't. That man worked his ass off to be a relevant part of this offense and show a lot of good flashes, and then for you to throw him to the side like it doesn't matter. It just low-key remind me of what Jim Schwartz did. Like, and no disrespect to Jim Schwartz, because Jim Schwartz was an amazing defensive coordinator. Very good. You know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely was part of the reason why we won the Super Bowl in 2017. But the reality situation is he favored a lot of the vets over the young guys. And that's a dangerous game to play. I think Vic Fangio does a really good job. Vic Fangio plays the best player. It doesn't necessarily matter about it doesn't matter per se about if you're a veteran or a rookie, whatever. If you're ready to play, he's going to play you. If you're not ready to play, nah. Sometimes we even question, like, damn, why didn't Jacorian Bennett get no playing time? We just watched him. Why didn't Kelly Ray get no playing time? You watched him. It's like, oh, okay. All right, fans. You know what you're doing on this. We're going to let you do we're going to let you do you, okay? Kirk Cousins, I would like to speak about him real quick because he got, Kirk Cousins. A lot of people are upset about the contract that he got, and I kind of don't understand why. I don't know why the fuck nobody tried to go get Russell Wilson. That's Kirk Cousins is signing with the Las Vegas Raiders for the 2026 season. So Atlanta released him. 37-year-old quarterback is guaranteeing $20 million. Okay. And I think Atlanta. Do Atlanta got to pay the rest of his salary or whatever? Huh. Atlanta got to pay $8.7 million in 2026. Club option for 2 years, $80 million. Here's the thing, okay? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. Tanner McKee, I was a little disappointed, but it's only one game. Who gives a fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? But I have to be honest with you here. Kirk Cousins is quite arguably the best backup quarterback in the league, and Kirk Cousins is so good. I think he could, like, let's just say, I'll put it like you like this. You know how Geno Smith is? And matter of fact, I'll even go out on a limb and say this. Kirk Cousins right now, I'll take Kirk Cousins over Geno Smith. Kirk Cousins, I don't have to worry about him. Yeah, when Atlanta, when he did not end the season great when he was a starter. Before Penix came in, yeah, not good. So my thing is this, okay? Kirk Cousins is worth the money. He is. As long as you ain't paying him like $40 million a year, he's worth 25, 30 something million. He's worth it. Honestly, honest to God, he's worth $20 to $30 million. Maybe 35. Like, Kirk Cousins is a really, really good football player. So I don't know why motherfuckers be like, why did he get a job again? Because he's competent. Because you can start him. Like, honestly, I feel like in some ways he could be better than Flacco. He's actually a very good football player to have. He's damn near like a cheat code to have as your quarterback too. Your quarterback to go down, like it's not like that much of a drop off. To be honest with you, it's not a drop off between Penix and Kirk Cousins right now. And then so the Raiders, maybe it was a little bit too much money they gave him, but the Raiders more or less could afford it, right? Because they kind of in low key rebuild mode to an extent. But yeah, like I don't have an issue. Why do motherfuckers have an issue with Kirk Cousins if he was ass? When he started and he played that Buccaneer game, I think he was like 300 something yards. Like he was balling. So I don't know why motherfuckers have a problem with Kirk Cousins getting more opportunities. He deserves it. He's actually a very good fucking football player. You know what I mean? Again, when he started, he didn't end the year great. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Kirk Cousins is a goddamn cheat code at quarterback, too. He's a very good football player. So I don't... By the way, I want to make this very quick. So Ruben Bain, or Robert, what's the name? Ruben Bain Jr., who it's a weird situation with him because it's like... I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really not sure. Because the first half of the year, he was whooping ass. And then the second half of the year, when I watched him in Miami, he was kind of just, he was all right. And then he got short arms, so people are saying that it's not necessarily good for a defensive end. So I don't know. It's really weird. Colts seeking to trade away cornerback Moore. Colts don't know what the fuck they're doing. And the Cowboys safety, Marquise Bell. Damn, boy. By the way, real quick, I think it's fucking hilarious what goddamn, what's the name said about Geno Smith. I think that shit is fucking hilarious. Bro was like, dog was like, he said, yeah, that's you gonna take us to the promised land. No, he gonna take your ass to the fucking unemployment office, bro. Like, fuck out of here. Eric Glenn, I don't know why the fuck, let me tell you right now. I am not a proponent of first-year coaches getting fired. He had to, in my opinion, if Aaron Glenn should have been fired after his first year. I'm gonna be honest with you, because here's the thing, right? There has to be a reason why I would bring you back, right? So if you're known for defense and our defense got worse, and if I'm not mistaken, they didn't have a fucking takeaway the whole goddamn year. Why the fuck would I bring you back again? You have to give me a reason to bring you back. There's no reason for Aaron Glenn to come back. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I would have got rid of his ass if I was the goddamn GM. He would never gotten a chance. There's no reason to. Like, because no aspect of the team got better. Not one fucking thing got better under Aaron Glenn. And you're supposed to be a defensive-minded coach. The defense actually was worse. Historically fucking worse. So it's just like, I don't even, just fucking weird, dog. A.J. Brown intrigue is draft. And some of y'all idiots saying that, oh yeah, Dontavia Wicks is because A.J. Brown is leaving. No. Ain't got shit to do with that. Nothing to do with that. What the fuck? What else I want to talk about? Was there some other shit going on that I didn't? I'm trying to think. Was there some other shit? Anything else in the NFL I want to talk about? Oh, man. You know what? How much time we got? I might end the stream. By the way, I'm going to do something. Jimmy gets a black ball from Coachella. Damn. Anything else I want to talk about? Let's talk about Tusi real quick. Because there's been a lot of... Damn. But yeah, let me go talk about Tusi real quick, dog. So Tusi. A lot of people are having an issue with him. Number one, I don't know why the fuck he left Syracuse. It was Syracuse, right? Yeah. I don't know why he left Syracuse because, to be honest with you, it was like I didn't. How should I put this? Oh yeah, I don't know why he left Syracuse, and because he had to walk on. Like, what the fuck? You thought he was gonna be guaranteed a spot? Like, why the fuck would they guarantee you a spot if you got junior college transfers, you got D1 transfers, you got so many players that have the upper hand over you because they stayed active playing football. I don't know what this link is supposed to. What? Zay loves God. Why exactly are you sending me this link? If you can hear me. All right, dog. So let's goddamn move forward. Let me just look at this clip. I'm curious.
All right. I pinky promise. Okay, I pinky promise. Okay, I'm pink. Look, you see my pinky? See my thumb? I'll put it in your ass until you come.
Yeah, God, digga, get this bullshit off. Nah, dog. To show you this tough streamer. Well, you know what? It was tough to listen to the last fucking weird shit he said. Talk about some thumb up your ass. That nigga be watching too many goddamn been in the goddamn Diddy files too long. You know what I'm saying? But like, look. So going back to what I was saying, the Tusi thing. A lot of people are upset about. I actually get both sides. On one thing, it's like Tusi, motherfuckers gonna hate on you regardless, and you should know as a musician because. I'm gonna tell you something. Like, we live in a generation where haters get a lot of fucking press and attention because of social media. They get a lot. You know what I'm saying? So like, honestly, I will respond to fucking nobody. Just go ahead, do what you do, and let your play do the talking. Your play, by the way, he has some really bad drops. I ain't gonna lie, but your play is going to determine whether or not you belong where you're at or not, right? So he decided to go to LSU, and I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure why he think that situation is going to be different. By the way, JB, you already know my history with JB already. All right, you know I made a video. I said about what I had to do. What I had to do to defend myself. But like some of the shit he be saying is funny. So what the fuck you call it? By the way, I think JB was right on some shit he said. Something happened recently. I'm trying to figure out what he said that actually was correct. I don't remember. But anyway, he said, what's he gonna lead about with his songs? That shit was funny as hell. But yeah, Tusi, like, listen, you have to understand this, right? You can't be oblivious to the fact that you're getting an opportunity over guys that have more football experience. There are guys that may be more deserving the spot for you because this is their life. Like, here's the thing at the end of the day, right? This is what Tusi has to understand. Tusi got to understand this. If football doesn't work out for you, you can go right back to music. You have millions. So really, this is not really you don't have nothing to lose if this shit doesn't pan out. Does that make sense? So, you have nothing to lose. These other kids, they putting all their eggs in one basket. So if football doesn't work out for them, they're low-key fucked. Now, not permanently because, you know, they can figure out, but it's going to be a harder time for them to make that transition to doing something else with their life. Because they don't have $1 million fucking dollars like you do. They don't have the money to, and it's not to knock you because he definitely earned his shit. He's a very good artist. But you can fall back on the millions that you got from your music. You can fall back on something. These kids don't have nothing to fall back on. So once football doesn't work out for them, the transition into doing whatever else they're going to do in their life is going to be so much harder. So you can't be upset about people having a problem about you playing. I will respond to absolutely fucking nobody if I was Tusi. I'm letting my play determine if I belong on this goddamn field or not. Right? So far, not bad, but the drops are fucking egregious. Let's keep it all the way stacked. But I'm not spending my motherfucking time responding to nobody. Because the reality of the situation is some of the backlash is actually valid. You don't, football, you don't need football. Some of these kids, maybe in their heads, they feel like I don't think anybody needs football, right? But here's the thing. If this is what they want to do with their life and this is their dream, who the fuck am I to say that you can't go after your dream? Who the hell am I to say that, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't work like that. You feel me? So, yeah. I'm trying to see what else. But yeah, Tusi, best of luck to him. But again, you have to understand the criticism is valid, right? You gotta place yourself outside. Pretend they're not talking about you. Pretend they're talking about somebody else. Place yourself in these other people's shoes, right? You have to understand you have an opportunity over people that's like, it's like Bronny not being oblivious to the fact, oh shit, you know what? Maybe statistically wise, you did not qualify to get the position that you were given. So technically, you're taking a spot above somebody else. So you can't get upset when motherfuckers give you backlash, people hating on you. Because number one, you should be already used to the hate because you niggas hate on you as an artist. There's a motherfucker right now from Bumblefuck, Idaho saying Tusi is ass. Or Tusi is the worst fucking artist of all time. You're used to this shit already. So the music shit should have gave you tough skin to embark on this new journey that you're going on. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah. By the way, the music streets have been crazy with the fucking Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty situation, the Offset and Lil TJ. Jesus Christ. What else do I want to have a conversation about? LL Cool Janet? What was that? Oh, by the way, they finally made Travis Hunter a full-time corner, so we'll see how that works. Anything else I want to speak about sports-wise? By the way, Draymond, what the fuck? So if y'all know, he was on this show, whatever. It was like, I guess, the sports version of like Punk. If y'all, maybe I don't think some of y'all grew up in this era. Whoever is watching, but if you remember Ashton Kutcher Punk'd. LeBron and AD got their own version. So there was at like a board meeting or whatever. And I think Draymond was sitting next to Rich Paul. And the guy was yelling. He said, yo, I need you to stop all that. Yeah, he said, I'm the wrong black man to do this shit. Like, he was going on. He dead ass was about to fight the motherfuckers. I'm like, yo, listen. You know that the motherfuckers, like, listen. One thing we know about Draymond ain't a fucking kid. He ain't nobody to play with. You feel me? So if that's the case, it might not necessarily be a good idea to go all, because you know how you are already. Like, ain't nobody, like, you know, like, bro, like, you a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers know that, like, niggas ain't gonna come up to Draymond and do what the fuck they want to do. It's just not gonna, like, the way he carry himself, like, he punched fucking Jordan Poole in the goddamn face. He knocked his ass out. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we already know that, like, yo, you're not nobody to be played with. So if that's the case, you don't have to be so quick to go. Like, he was goddamn way too fucking quick, in my opinion. His temperament is way too, like, he flipped that switch so goddamn fast. I'm like, goddamn, can you wait to see what the other person is on? Because sometimes a motherfucker just screaming, just to be fucking screaming. You know what I mean? And you got to think about it. Like, when let's just say, okay, you go beat his ass. Now you're going to feel bad about it because, like, damn, did I really need to do, I could have, and I did, in a hypothetical scenario, did I really need to do it, though? You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like Draymond, like, come on, like, you know, he should have shown a little bit more better temperament in that situation, because I don't think somebody screaming is necessarily a license to be like, oh yeah, let me, you know, go at the person. You know what I mean? Because some motherfuckers just be raising their voice just for the fuck of it. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers, like, Draymond, you got to understand, motherfuckers ain't going to come up to you and do what they want. It's not happening. Anything else I want to talk about? Oh, J. Cole, what the fuck was you doing out there in China, dog? You better get your ass back in the booth pronto, nigga. You better fucking get ready for that goddamn deluxe of that album, dog. Respectfully get back to that deluxe. Because that shit was dog. Oh, man, hell nah. Anything else I want to talk about? Oh, by the way, so I want to talk about Jamarcus Russell real quick. So Jamarcus Russell went on a podcast. Yeah, I know he was talking about something. Yeah, basically, you know, if you call him a bust, he going to beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing, okay, and this is my opinion on that. Just my opinion on that. You can't make a motherfucker like. Listen, I don't necessarily have a problem with him doing that because at the end of the day, you don't go over to somebody and be disrespectful, right? So I definitely agree from that sentiment. This is where I would have to disagree and kind of veer off a little bit. Should I put this? If motherfuckers can push your button that easily, they're gonna do it. If it's that easy to get you in a situation where you know niggas could sue you, they're gonna do it. I wouldn't even. I'm gonna be honest. If I was Jamarcus Russell, I wouldn't even put that information out there. I wouldn't even tell nobody that I'll beat you. I would just do it. Like if I was if a motherfucker called me a bust or whatever and I didn't like it, like, hey man, like, yo, chill out with that. And they kept going, then I'd beat their ass. But I wouldn't make an announcement because now you just gave motherfuckers ammo to try to trick you out your position. And then now you can go to jail for assault. Cause they didn't pose a threat to you. They just said words. So you can go to jail for assault and battery. You can get sued. So you just made yourself a target for no reason. So if you was gonna go about staying on business, say, yo, listen, I'll beat your ass. Okay, cool. Don't let nobody else know about it though. You feel what I'm saying? Just go do whatever you feel like you need to do. If somebody's being disrespectful, you feel like whatever the case may be, handle your business. But don't sit up there and say it out loud because now you just made yourself an easy target. You understand what I'm saying? So that's it with that. Anything else I want to talk about? What the hell else I wanted to have a conversation about? Anything else going on in sports? But yeah, just concluded the Patrick Mahomes situation. The only person that's had Patrick Mahomes' success as early as it happened was Tom Brady. Right when the 2000s came, when Tom Brady took over for Drew Bledsoe because he got injured, and he kept getting to the Super Bowl back-to-back, winning them, and having it early success to that magnitude was Tom fucking Brady. And Tom Brady, you know, all bias aside, as Mahomes being my favorite player of all time, maybe my favorite athlete of all time. All bias aside, Tom Brady is the GOAT as far as quarterback is concerned. Maybe the greatest football player of all time. You know, that might differ from person to person, but at the very least, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. So you had Mahomes, who got into a championship after championship after championship over and over again and winning. The fact that he's even getting to the fucking Super Bowl every fucking year for like the last 4 to 5 years says a lot. And he already has 3. Motherfuckers don't even get to a Super Bowl. There's a good chance, dog. Much of y'all motherfuckers want to talk about Josh Allen. There's a good chance he will never get to a Super Bowl. There's a good chance Lamar Jackson will never get to a Super Bowl, especially in their current situations, being the lead guy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like there has to be, like, and on top of that, defensively, the units were not very good. And the run game was okay in some respects, but it wasn't dominant enough. Mahomes put that fucking team on his back. Yes, he had help with Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. Yes. But he put that goddamn team on his back and went to back-to-back Super Bowls and was winning. Yes, it helps that he probably has the best offensive-minded coach in NFL history. But at the end of the day, a motherfucker who has success like that, you can't just knock it. And you put Peyton Manning over him, who didn't have as much. Matter of fact, most motherfuckers was ready to goddamn write Peyton Manning off as a bust because he was fucking terrible in the beginning. He was awful in the beginning. Okay? So, you motherfuckers, you know, and again, I just think it's just more or less the recency bias, and I just think these old head niggas want to goddamn. This is the problem with a lot of these old heads. When something new is better than something old, they never want to admit it. Because old niggas, old heads be hanging on to goddamn nostalgia too fucking much. And it's like, there's not a reasoning as to, and then this is what motherfuckers like to say to try to discredit Mahomes. Mahomes could have played in a tougher era. How the fuck do you know that? How do you know? Because then you would have to dig into his mentality and into his brain. How would you know? And I love Lawrence Taylor to death. But that shit he said about why Joe Montana is better than Tom Brady. Number one, Joe Montana is not better than Tom Brady. Might be a little bit more mobile. He's not better than Tom Brady. Sorry, he's not. At the end of the day, and again, when I say Joe Montana is not better than Tom Brady, it's not a knock against Joe Montana and his legacy. He's just not better than him. It's just at the end of the day, Brady just knows how to fucking win at all costs. And Brady's so fucking good at winning that he doesn't necessarily have to fucking air. Like, he can get the 300, 400, 500 yards if he wants to. He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do that at all. But Lawrence Taylor was like, yo, Brady has not been hit me like that. Yes, he has. He played in the early 2000s. He played college in the fucking late 90s. So Lawrence, LT, respectfully, Brady's better than Montana. It's not even fucking close. I mean, I want to say it's not even close. But Brady's the better quarterback than Joe Montana. I'm sorry, it is what it is. And then on top of that, you go into a second situation. Now, Joe Montana got awfully fucking close. If you remember being on the Chiefs, I think he went to be against the Oilers or whatever case may be. So he got awfully close. But Brady got to the Super Bowl and won. So got to a different situation, right? Because you're talking about, okay, it's like Kobe had to prove he could do it without Shaq, which he did. Brady had to show he could prove to do it without Bill Belichick. And he did. And he won. Joe Montana didn't fucking win in his second. Like, he got close. Don't get it fucked up. Montana was dope as fuck on the Chiefs. He got close, but he didn't win. Brady won. So yeah. That's it with that. But but the Mahomes disrespect is just fucking crazy. And some of you niggas are saying that Aaron Rodgers is better. No. What the fuck can Aaron Rodgers do that Mahomes can't? No. Absolutely the fuck not. So I don't appreciate the goddamn disrespect I be showing to Mahomes. You gotta put some more respect on his name. I really do. Okay, let's see. Anything else I want to talk about? Henry Ruggs ain't nobody picking him up. Respectfully, ain't nobody picking up Henry Ruggs. And it's not like I'm saying he don't deserve another chance. If somebody gives it to him, great. What he did was too goddamn chaotic. It's like he didn't really establish himself in the league long enough to be like for people to kind of look past what he did. So I would say no. You know what, man? I ain't gonna lie to you. This is what I'm finna do. Tomorrow, we're gonna do something really, really fun. Wednesday, we're gonna be back on the stream. This time we're gonna watch the shit that I said we was gonna watch that we didn't get a chance to. So we're going back on stream. So tomorrow, I'm going to be officially learning how to play the goddamn piano. Woo! Yes, so this is what we're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to learn how to do chords. I'm going to learn chords, and I'm going to learn how to play the piano. And then maybe if we have time, if I get bored or want to do some other shit, maybe we'll watch some shit. But tomorrow, I'm going to learn how to play the piano in front of y'all. And we're going to do that. And then I'll do a stream with that. And then if we have time, we'll do some other shit. But that's all I got to say. Peace! All right. Enjoy the rest of y'all Monday. Bye!